Hey there, comic book community. Joe here with another episode of 360 Comics. Dollar bin digging is one of my favorite things. I say it all the time on this channel. I love going through bins and looking for some treasure among the cheap comic books. Now, unfortunately, due to inflation and all that stuff, dollar bins are becoming a lot fewer and far between. Not every store has them anymore. I went to a store over the weekend. They didn't have dollar bins, but they had $2 bins, and that is a pretty good deal as well. And I found some great key comic books in there to show you today. Don't forget to enter our 2,000 subscriber giveaway here on YouTube. You can win this copy of Secret Wars #1. All you have to do, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up for a like, and leave a comment down below. That gives you one entry, and you can check out our other videos from the month of May and the month of June. Like those videos and leave a comment on them for additional entries. All of the books I'm going to show you today are from a store called Secret Origins located in Collingswood, New Jersey. Now, I've been there once before, but they were actually at a different, much smaller location. It was pretty cramped, and they didn't have a big selection of stuff because they didn't have the room for it. Well, guess what? They moved into a much bigger location, and not only was this store well fleshed out with more recent books as well as dollar bins, rather $2 bins and priced books, but they had a nice wall selection, a good assortment of, toys, figures, other things like that. So definitely a store worth checking out. They were extremely clean and well organized, which given they moved recently, they probably took that time to, really make sure that they had a great appearance, which they do. So thumbs up to them for that. I found some great books in their $2 bins. Let's get into it. First up, we've got an underrated key issue that has shown up on the hot list recently. I'll be honest, until probably a month ago, I was not aware that this was even a key issue. I thought it was just a cool cover here with Darkseid, but no, it's actually the first appearance of Amanda Waller, the leader, the organizer of the Suicide Squad, who, obviously have appeared now on the screen twice. The first movie, we want to forget about that, but the second movie was fantastic and even produced a really great spin-off in Peacemaker, and I think there's talks about there being more spin-offs from that. Nonetheless, I think Amanda Waller will definitely show up again in the DCEU, and even if not, still a great key to pick up, especially given that the popularity of the Suicide Squad going forward will probably be a lot higher, given that they've had one of the best DC movies of the last 10 years. That being said, a lot of people passed this one up. Clearly, this one was in the $2 bin. It's not a super expensive book, but probably in the $10 or $12 range. Next up, you're getting a little preview because I'm going to use this book for a spec video soon, because I've always grabbed this book, copies of this book whenever I find it for cheap. I don't really spend more than $1 or $2 on it, but we got Factor X #1. This is the first appearance of Bedlam. And not a huge major character or anything like that, but certainly worth picking up for like $1 or $2. It's a 90s book, high print run, all that stuff. But definitely one that I seek out. And like I said, it is going to be on a future spec list, I'm sure. I have a whole lot of these in my spec box. Speaking of speculation, this one was in my last spec video. We've got Avengers Annual #21. This is the first appearance of the Anachronauts, who are a kind of team of mercenaries hired by Kang. But it's also the first time that Kang uses the pseudonym Victor Timely, who I really see that being like maybe a name of a Kang variant in the MCU or something like that. I hope they utilize that name, which is why I'm picking up this book. And you can really get this book in most places for $1, $2, $3. Fortunately, I found a copy in the $2 bin at the store, so I grabbed it. Next up, we've got Clandestine #2. Now, this is a book that has had some speculation, some rumors behind it recently. It is the first full appearance of Adam Destin. Clandestine #1 is also a good pickup if you believe in this this rumor that's coming out. But yeah, a lot of people think that the Clandestine will show up at some point in the MCU. I don't know. I think it's more of a long shot than a sure thing. But yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap. It's affordable. If you can get it for a good price, there's not much risk involved. Next up, there were a couple copies of this. This is Fantastic Four 32. And there's two reasons why I bought this. And like I said, I bought a couple copies. In fact, three of them. I sell a lot of comic books. And I'll tell you, two things that sell very, very well are Doctor Doom covers and Scotty Young covers. This is both of them. Kind of a perfect storm here. I have no doubt that, these books will be, wanted by collectors because, like I said, people love Scotty Young. People love Doom covers. This is both. It's got this cool, like, wedding cake vibe going on here. But yeah, if you're into one of those things, this might be for you. If you're into both of those things, this is surely for you. Back to the book that I had in the beginning of the video, we've got Detective Comics 609, a book that I always pick up when I can get it for a good price. And most places, for some reason, I just find this book all the time for, I found it in dollar bins, $2 bins, marked at $5. It's like a $10 to $15 book, depending on the grade, especially a newsstand copy. I think this is 1989, so newsstands were a little bit more rare at that point. But this is the first appearance of Anarchy. You've got this incredible Norm Brayfogle cover. I've talked about this cover so many times. One of my favorite covers ever. Just a pretty affordable Batman Detective Comics key with a great cover. Like I said, it's 10 to 15 bucks in high grade. If you can get it for two, get it for two. Next, a book that there were 4 copies of, and I was extremely surprised because this is a book that came out like just last year, and there was definitely some hype around this character. This is the first appearance of Yara Flor as Wonder Woman, and you can see she's on the front, her first cover appearance. This might be her first cover appearance overall, certainly as Wonder Woman. But yeah, this is Wonder Woman, Future State Wonder Woman #1. She does have an appearance just as herself prior to this in one of the death metal books. I forget which one. I can picture the cover, but I don't remember which number, so I don't really want to say. But this is her first appearance as Wonder Woman. Great one to pick up. This sells on eBay between 15 and 20 bucks. I paid $2 a piece for these 4 copies, so I'm very happy about that. And last but not least, this was the best pickup of the day. This was actually not in the $2 bins. I know I said the stuff was. All these were. This last book was not. I believe this was marked at $6. We've got Marvel Team Up number 68, a Man-Thing Spider-Man crossover, but more importantly than that, it's the first appearance of Despair. Now, recently we got a, I believe it was a Marvel Legends or I think it was Marvel Legends action figure set that was related to Multiverse of Madness and had both Sleepwalker and Despair in it, if I remember correctly. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is who was in it, and the toy line that I'm referring to. But obviously they didn't show up in Multiverse of Madness. But that doesn't mean they're not going to show up at some point, especially because it seems like we're getting another Doctor Strange movie. It seems like that character is going to continue in the MCU. I'm not going to give away any spoilers from the end of the movie, but it does seem like there's going to be more Strange in the future. That being said, this book sells for, really, it's condition based because it's a Bronze Age book, but even low grade copies sell for like $15, $20, and I've seen higher grade ones sell for in the $40, $50 range. This one, it's pretty mid grade, but for $6, I could not pass that up. So if you're in the South Jersey area, like I said, this was in Collingswood, New Jersey, and the store is called Secret Origins. Definitely stop in there, check them out. The owner, really nice guy, family run business. He said him and his cousin operate the store together. He's there full time. They've got a good lot of stuff in there, and it's just a nice environment as well. Hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up for like. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you enter that giveaway. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the bell on for notifications. That's an important one. And until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.